loud. Hey, good morning, everyone. Gregory and Robin here in Bozeman. And spring has sprung, and we got 3 or 4 inches of snow over the last couple of days, but it's supposed to be sunny tomorrow. So how awesome is that? So I want to thank everybody for joining us, and we've got a few things to share with you this morning. Connie's going to come on and talk about the Sunday night call, which is just a skyrocketing success. And if you're not plugging in, you should. And your guests and your partners and your customers will really enjoy it. And then Robin's going to be sharing some insights that she shared at boot camp when she did a presentation about income producing activities, which should be of everyone's interest on this call because this is for brand partners who are building the business. And then we got another surprise we're going to share at the end of the call and that'll be the first half hour. And then we shift over to Q&A for the second half hour. So if you can only be with us for 30 minutes, we'll keep it kind of tight. We'll get down to business here.
This is the Thursday business chat.
This is the Thursday business chat. Robin wanted me to remind you of that. Thank you. And Connie was going to join us. And Connie, if you're on, if you could raise your hand.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Well, I'm going to turn it over to Connie. She's going to talk about her spectacular Sunday evening Doc Talk call.
Thank you. Thank you. And it's spectacular because all of you join us. I mean, without those doctors, we're so blessed to have so many incredible practitioners that are willing to give of their time, their energy, their knowledge to support everyone. And each and every one of you, I wanted to thank you for the fact that each and every one of you show up on Sunday night, that you bring guests. I mean, that's why it's just such a powerful Zoom. And every week after that Zoom, I get text messages with people saying, I brought on a guest, I brought on 3 guests, they all just enrolled. Whatever it was, it seems to be working, and it's working because of all of you. I had a really beautiful text from someone crossline, I believe under Janet Kiefer, who let me know that she had someone in her downline who's housebound and struggles with really interacting with people. But all that this person did was finally invite somebody to last Sunday night, and they got their first enrollment with a platinum distributor. So that really speaks to all of you and what you're sharing on the call and what the energy that all of you bring to the call. So I wanted to talk about a couple things that could make it better. We did hit over 400 last week, and as we have a lot of people, there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of moving parts. And so a couple of things to note. We only promote in that call 2 different websites. We promote liveyoungerproducts.com and we promote copperpeptidebreakthrough.com. It is a strictly product call. There is no business information. We do not direct them to any crossline websites. We do not direct them to any of our business websites. It is strictly a products focus call. So please don't go into the chat and tell people to go to other websites. With the chat, I would request a couple of things that I think can help. The doctors are really having a struggle sometimes keeping up on the chat. And when people go in and start answering over the doctors, it makes it a little difficult for them as well. So there's a couple of things with the chat. In order to have this many people and growing and to keep the chat going, it would be helpful if you want to share a story in the chat. That's fine. Like, let's say someone says, hey, you know, my hip's really been hurting me and I've tried a couple things. I don't know what else to do. If you have that experience that is a story, you can share your story in the chat. Hey, this is what happened to me. This is what I used. This is the result I got, very briefly. But I would refrain from giving advice in the chat. Let's let our practitioners go ahead and answer those questions. Also, I think it could be really, really helpful if we if we set really good expectations for our teams, we train our teams and we set good expectations for the guests we're bringing on. Because as I say each and every week, these are doctors, but they're not your doctor. And they're also not there to do a medical consultation. And what happens is, I think sometimes when people get excited, they want to get their guests there. So they say, hey, come on, and you can ask all those medical questions, you know, to the doctors that are on there. Well, that's not why they're there. They're there so that they can help support the best results from the patches and help set really reasonable expectations and give ideas as to how it's going to, people are going to get their best results. So those are really primarily what they're there for. With that being said, we're getting, and as Anne Moroso, you know, talked about so eloquently yesterday, our society has been set up that almost people know is a diagnosis. They don't even understand symptoms anymore. And I know that Jennifer Starr mentioned a really great idea. When you're struggling to tell your story or to ask a question for, you know, your guest to ask a question, go into Google and Google the diagnosis and Google symptoms. And now you'll have the symptoms of that diagnosis without saying a diagnosis. So Jennifer, that was a really great idea. And Anne talked about, we need to kind of train people about symptoms, about that it's the whole body. It's not just a diagnosis. Dr. Pena talks about, you know, I need a diagnosis for insurance. You don't need a diagnosis, right? But that's kind of all we know. So I think if we can help our people understand to talk about the symptoms, ask questions about the symptoms, moving forward, we are going to ask some of, great idea, Peter, is that ask Chat GPT. That's a great idea. I think if we could also, in the chat, the doctors are going to have to start maybe doing a little bit of what we might call training of our guests in that Zoom, meaning that we may have some of the admins that when the admins see a diagnosis, they might go in and say, can you please rephrase this into symptoms? We don't treat, diagnose, or cure. There's easy ways to set up, and I bet I could do it with a couple of the people that are in the background, like Mark and Angela and Lisa. You can set up shortcuts in your text. And so they might be able to set up a shortcut so we can pop that in. And what that will do is help people feel like they're being validated and we're paying attention to them, but we're asking them to rephrase their questions. The last thing that I would love is your stories make it. I just want to thank each and every one of you for the stories you're bringing. They're phenomenal. And whether you tell your original story, whether it's something new, it's so incredibly powerful. Robin talked a little bit yesterday about how to keep our stories concise. And as you probably noticed, we try to give a lot of grace to new people. When they start going on and on and on, we try to kind of nicely cut them off, redirect them, move them along, because we don't want them to feel, you know, embarrassed or they did it wrong. But for all of us who have been around for a while, we should have our stories down. And that story is, this is what was going on. I used X39. This is what happened. 30 seconds. But instead, we're getting sometimes stories that have so many other details involved. You know, I went down to the mailbox and I saw my neighbor, you know, well, their brother's actually a firefighter. And I was thinking, well, if they're a firefighter, and you start going on to this whole other conversation. Practice getting it short. It's gonna serve you when you're out talking to people in just a quick little 30 minutes, and it's gonna serve the community because more people can get on to share their stories. I also want you to know that I may stick a little firmer to stories first. If any of you have a really great story to share that you think's great, particularly, I want to tell you some of the things I love to lead off with. I love to lead off with more energy, better sleep, sense of well-being. My stomach felt better. My mood was better. My headaches, all the just simple things that we take for granted. Not every story has to be a one-patch miracle. You know, those are great, sprinkled in, but also the story that everybody could relate to, an athletic story. We want to bring in the athletes, the younger generation too. So if we can bring in some other stories, I like to kind of pad the front of the call with some of those. So if any of you have those kind of stories, reach up to your upline director, let me know, and we can maybe bring you on as one of the first stories. So we get some really great padded stories in the front end for our guests, things that have a variety of things going on, and then we'll just let it kind of flow from there. So I just want to thank you guys again. It's been really fun. We started out in August with about 23 people on that call. And last week we hit over 400. And that is not because of me. That is all because of all of you showing up. So I just wanted to tell you guys thanks.
Oh, well, thank you, Connie. It's such a great service to our community. And, it's so wonderful to be in a true product-driven business, and which we truly are. And that story you told about this woman that's kind of a little inhibited, maybe an introvert, getting her first person by inviting somebody to that call. That's a clue, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So thank you very much, Connie. Any final
you, guys.
comments? That's it.
That's it. Thank you guys.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Okay. Thank you. You too. Okay. Now we're going to shift gears over to my darling, Robin. And she was at the boot camp last weekend, and she was invited by Garrett to do a couple of presentations, as was Connie and some of the other SPDs that were there. It was a fabulous event, and you probably heard us talk about it on Monday evening. And Robin will probably give some comments, but she gave a presentation there that I convinced her to to share with all of you today, which is about creating or engaging in income producing activities. And since this is a business call, I thought what a great business topic that is. So I'm going to zip my lip and turn it over to you, Robin, and
Oh.
I'll mute my phone.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay, good morning, everyone. And I do want to make a comment about the Sunday Zoom that Connie does with her team. It's brilliant, and it is the finest call I've ever seen to bring your prospects to, your brand new brand partners and customers and everyone else, but especially for those people because it builds belief. And I think we all know that belief is a cornerstone of success in our business. It also adds credibility because there's so many very, amazing practitioners on, and people get to meet the community. See, these my peeps. Do I belong here? and then you get to learn so much, and it goes by so fast. But please do honor those requests from Connie and train your people to speak symptoms only. It's our job to train our people. When you have a guest on, let them know ahead of time that we don't mention any diagnosis. So shifting gears here, income producing activities. Well, let's kind of start out with the bigger picture is, we want to take a look at our time. It is our most precious resource, and how we spend it can make the difference in what happens in our business. And so are you doing income producing activities? Well, what are they? And so, the income producing activities basically are, connecting with people, inviting and sharing what we have, following up with them, and enrolling them. That's pretty basic. So let's start a little bit about connecting, and where this came from. I do want to say is there are so many people that are going for Punta Cana. And so we wanted to really look at all the different ways we can support those people that are really going for the trip. And some of you may not be going for the trip, but the beauty of, the tracker that is in the What's New section, it's in the newsletter for Punta Cana, it's all income producing activities. Amazing. The company is rewarding us for doing the things that build our business. So the first thing to do is to make a decision that you want to build your business. Or you want to go on the trip. It's really kind of one and the same. If you don't want to go on the trip or aren't interested, but do you want to grow a business? So you make a decision first. And it's always about, what do you want? Because we're here to support you in getting more of what you want. The purpose of business and life, it's a vehicle to take you from where you are to where you want to be and create the lifestyle that you want to have. So connecting, I think we all know, and we hear this over and over again, it's a relationship business first and foremost. So we want to really connect with people, and we don't want to be the kind of person that, I think all of us know when you see the caller ID come in on some people, they're calling to pitch you. That's what they do. You don't want to be one of those. You want to be the kind of person that people are happy to pick up the phone because you care about them. So you want to connect with them and basically, what's important to them. So asking those questions. And our job is to create curiosity. I think enough of you, when I was done at boot camp, a man came up to me and said, okay, I'm leaving here with a greenhouse and potato chips. So let me explain what he meant. So Gregory and I, as many of you have heard, we call this business a greenhouse. It's a safe place to grow into your potential. And that's my greatest love and passion about this business. And how do we do that? We do it with potato chips. Potato chips? Okay. What are we talking about here? So if I give you one potato chip, what do you want? More. If I cram a whole bag down your throat, what do you want to do? Typically run away. Well, sadly, in our profession, way too many of us try to cram the bag down people's throats. We just overload them and throw up on them with all this information. It's not what we want to do to be effective. We want people to want more. We did a call pretty recently on curiosity. That's what we want to do, is have people become curious to want more. And so, how do you do that? Several years ago at our international convention in 2020, Phil Jones was a speaker. And you've heard us share this quote. He said, our job is to interrupt people long enough to make them interested in something they didn't know existed. Really? Because who knows about, light therapy patches? Most people don't know about it. And so, creating the questions that create curiosity and things about them. So, the magic wand, if there was one thing that could be better in your health, what would it be? And how would that change your life? And so we want to be asking, and we're not going to do a whole bunch of questions right now, but we have them listed in the words that work. What do you know about stem cells? Or you could ask, if there was one thing that would make your life better and your lifestyle, what would that be? Typically, people have time or money, typically not both. And so we have the opportunity to help them with their health and their wealth. And then we go to inviting people. And remember, our job is to give people enough information to make an informed decision. So, how do we know how much information they want? We ask. Are you the kind of person that likes a lot, a little, or somewhere in between? Because if you give someone too much, they're overwhelmed. If you don't give them enough, they're not satisfied. And then we share the appropriate tools. And then the fortune and the friendship are in the follow-up. And something that my darling taught me early on, which has made a huge difference in my life, never end one exposure without setting up the next. So when you're talking to someone and that you've provided some information and say, let's say you send them the liveyounger.com website, there's a 2, 3, and a 4-minute video in there. When in the next day or so would you be able to watch that? And you set up the follow-up right in the moment that you're making the exposure. And this is true with your prospects, with your customers, and with your brand partners. You want to continue to have the relationship staying connected. We talked about retention. One of the keys to retention is staying connected with people, having that relationship and information flowing, educating them and supporting them. And so then, you've done the follow-up, and then you want to find out, is this for they say, okay, if it's that great, I want to try it. Great. Is this for yourself, or will you be sharing? We want to distinguish, are they a customer prospect or a business prospect? I don't say, do you want to be a customer or do you want to be a business builder? I don't say that. I just want to find out, is it just for themselves or are they sharing? And then if they say for themselves, I show them the customer options. If they say, well, it's as good as as it seems like it is, of course I'll be sharing. And then you want to give them the getting started options. So what I want to do is really shift away from this a little bit and take a look at how does this relate to the Punta Cana trip, and where are you going to look? Where are you going to spend your time? And the first thing is making that decision. If you're wanting to go on the trip, make the decision and then take a look at where you are and where you want to be in the next 16 weeks. Because what you have control of is your own rank and where you're moving forward, because you get points for ranks. And then the next part, and I'm going to do a screen share here because I'm going to take you into a back office and show you where to get this information that I'm about to talk about. Because in the trip points, you earn the majority of points by staying active and moving yourself forward in rank and enrolling people. Okay, now the other part of the points comes from your personally sponsored people. So let's take a look at a back office here. And I got permission from one of our people to look at his back office. And I'm going to do this right now. And I'm going to log in. I'm logged in here and I'm going to go under personally enrolled team. That's where you're going to find out, because that's where you get your points from. And when we open that up, I'm going to close this down a little bit for privacy's sake. And we're going to take a look at, whoops, let's see if I can control things over here. We're going to take a look at your personally enrolled people and where do you get your points. So I like to start out with the paid as rank. And if you click on the box, you may or may not know this, you click on the box, it does a sort. You click again, it's going to sort again. So I can see that this person has, 2 active managers and a diamond and a whole bunch of other things going on. In the Punta Cana points, you get points for people upgrading. You develop income. If you're not going for the trip, you develop income when someone does an upgrade. And I have seen this time and time again where people were not told early on. Let me just step back for a second. When I enroll someone who's new, what I say to them is, when you're ready to place your next order, please reach out to me so I can help you get the best value if they've enrolled in anything other than a diamond kit. And it is our job to support them. And there's a lot of information. So when someone's new, we want to make sure we give them the best support. And so I'm going to scroll down here and just take a look at someone who's a bronze. Okay. And it's not about active or not. And I should have, so this person's a bronze. Then I'm going to go to his orders and see what he's ordered. Okay. He's a bronze, and look at all the times he's ordered. Could he have upgraded? Look at 339, 199, 249. He could have upgraded to silver many times over and saved some money. And then he could have upgraded to gold. So there's a missed opportunity right there with that person. And that I recommend, because in the tracker sheet, you get a point for someone who's a silver. You get 2 for a gold and you get 4 for a diamond. You can actually get 8 points from one person. So when you go to your back office under personally enrolled and take a look at the bronzes, silvers, golds, and platinums, any of those people can do an upgrade. So reaching out to them with a courtesy call and saying, I've looked at your back office. I see you've been placing a bunch of orders. I'm thrilled about that. I'd love to hear your results. Connect with them first before you jump in. What are you noticing? What benefits? What did you want to accomplish? And then say, I'm giving you a courtesy call because here's a silver. And anytime you see a triangle, whether it's a red one or an orange one, it's nice to give a courtesy call saying, you mentioned to me that you are interested in the business. And so I want to, this is a courtesy call to make sure you understand that it's important to stay active so your points don't flush, to maximize your income. So you can click on, I like to call this the driver's license over on the left. A lot of people have never, really opened this link, but there's a lot of information here. You can find out their activity, their next rank, their volumes. I go to orders. So I'm going to see that this person has, placed several orders and what they're a silver. Well, guess what? They could have, you let them know that, when you're ready to place your next order, you might want to upgrade to gold and then you'll get a free patch. And so there's a lot of tremendous opportunity to get points. Now, the other thing I neglected to say earlier, which is really what I should have said first, is you want to take a look at your active people, the ones that have checks, okay? And you want to find out from them, are you interested in going on the trip? And where do you want to be in the business? So we want to support people. Again, remember the definition of coach comes from 13th century England, is to convey a valued person from where they are to where they want to be, not where we want them to be, where we think they could be, where where we're going to get the most points. No, it's where do they want to go? And so finding out from these people, are you interested in going on this trip? And you want to work with the willing. And so when you're looking at where do you spend your time, you want to spend your time with the people that are really going for it. And I say to people to look through your list. It doesn't matter what rank they are. It doesn't matter what kit they bought. I say, and it was so sweet at the boot camp, Connie did a training for the top leaders. And, one of the first slides she said, this is from Robin. It was really sweet. And I say, look for the juice. and really what I'm saying is, who's most excited? It doesn't matter when they started. It doesn't matter what kit they have, what rank they have. It's energy. We're in the business of energy. And so you want to work with the people that are most excited. Many times when people are brand new is when they do their greatest amount of enrollments. So stay really close with them. And so you want to find out if they want to go and then help them understand what we're going through here and how to get the points. And the Punta Cana tracker is in, and let's see if I can do this. It is in, if we quick go to Live Younger Success, and we go to the What's New section. Can everyone see Live Younger Success? Great. And you go to the What's New section. What's really wonderful here, I'm going to go through that quickly. I don't want them to see that yet, honey. I don't want to spoil your surprise. Well, that spoils it too. Okay. So Gregory created a game plan, and then the point tracker is right here. So you want to make sure you open that and print it out and use it, because it will keep you focused on what's most important. So I'm going to stop my screen share right now, and I'm going to open up for questions or comments from anyone before I turn things back to Gregory. You want to raise your hand or unmute your mic
Raise your hand and we'll call on you.
if you have any questions or comments about what I just went through. And I sure hope that's helpful, because staying focused, we have 16 and a little bit left weeks. And there's a countdown on the website. It's in the newsletter, or where
Yeah, I'll show that in a
yeah,
few minutes.
Gregory will show that. So no one has any comments or questions. Okay.
I'll make
I have a
comment.
comment.
That was
This is
absolutely
Jeannie and
brilliant, darling. Thank you very much for doing that. Because a lot of people don't know which report to go for, where and why, and what to look for. And your ability to drill down and showing people how to sort, what to look for, I think is invaluable. And I just suggest to some of you, or all of you that have team members that aren't on this call, you may want to refer them to watch this call, because if you're going to build a business, you need to know how to read the business reports. Okay. I used to own a business. I had a balance sheet and a P&L. Now we have a back office. Okay. And people need to know how to navigate their back office, and which comes second nature to some of us, but it's not second nature to many of us. So we got some hands up now, so I'll turn it back over to you, Robin.
Okay, Juanita, you want to unmute your line and share? And then Jonathan, and then
Yes. Good morning. Thank you. That was beautiful. So I have a question. You talked about getting in your back office and seeing people who have been doing lots of orders. My mom, for example, she's been using the patches for over a year. And sometimes she does order, like I think the order she is just she's just upgrading her subscription. I think she has about 5 or so patches. It's gonna take her over 200, almost $300. But she refers people, but she's not interested in doing the business. Could I still encourage her to purchase a kit? Because she's one of my most loyal preferred customer.
Okay,
Robin,
if she's a customer and is she set up as a PC, Juanita?
Yeah, she's a
Turn
preferred
your volume up,
plus
Robin.
customer, yes.
There we go.
She's set up as a customer and
Preferred plus,
she's-
yes.
yeah, so, just let her be there. We want to do what's best for her. If she's happy,
Okay,
yeah, just leave it there. Just leave it there. I
okay,
mean, yeah,
okay.
that's fine. Okay,
Awesome, thanks.
yep, Jonathan.
Want to unmute Jonathan?
He's frozen.
Oh, he's
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Thank you so much. Listen, Robin, you're amazing. I can't wait to. I'm sorry, I don't need to take me to take up too much time, but I can't wait to listen to this recording again because you are showing us the best way to find the things that we need. One thing that someone asked just recently, and I wanted to back up Michelle. She said it. Everyone looking for the recordings of these. This may not be here on today, but maybe tomorrow, but it's liveyoungeryoutube.com. I just want to back that up and want to say thank you so much, Gregory and Robin, for the great job that you're doing as leaders. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, the calls usually end up on the next day. And so if you click on playlist and you can find the Thursday morning, you'll find it right there. And thank you, Liz, for keeping us current. And I think, Darlene, you are next.
Yes, I was at the boot camp. It was fantastic. The next time they have one, if it's at all possible, you need to be there because you will leave so pumped up and ready to get your business to the next level. And I am going for the trip. I have already earned 3 trips from the company and I don't want to miss any of them. So I figured out what I have to do each week to be on track. And it's easy. I need 5 points for each week, and that's going to give me a little more than I need. And I already have 5 points for the first week. I have 3 for this week already. And it's easy if you break it down into increments like that. If you think, oh my gosh, I got to have 85 points, I'll never be able to do it. Don't think that way. Just decide how much you have to do each week, and it's easy. And the
Well-
trips are so much fun. You don't want to miss.
Robin's line, once you go on a LifeWave trip, you don't want to miss another one and you get treated like royalty. And Darlene, that is a great point that we have not brought up yet. Break it down into bite-sized pieces. And let's say you don't get your week's allotment. You just make it up for it next week. We've got 16 more weeks to go in a little bit. Okay, Gregory, you got your hand up.
Yeah, I want to share 2 success tips. One's an old one that many of you heard, and if you all live by, your business will prosper. Is never miss a meeting, never go alone. And as Darlene just said, boot camp was fabulous. We had a lot of people fly in, drive in, and everybody was there. Wish they had more people from their team there. Okay. Here's a new one, a little twist on that. Never miss a LifeWave incentive trip, never go alone. So we want all of you to be there, but you're going to feel a lot better about being there if you have a few people on your team that are going to be there with you. And this whole strategy, the Punta Cana sales plan and the trip and the point tracker are to assist you in helping your people to get there with you.
Great. Thank you, Gregory. That's a great tip. Okay, Mara Ava, you're next.
Okay, hi. I'm getting dressed, so I'm not going to show you my face.
Oh, darn.
Okay, so I just want to be clear on this. I'm a manager.
Yes,
Darlene said it really great about getting 5 points a week. Is that
that's for
correct?
her. That's for her.
Like,
you
I mean, like breaking it down so it doesn't seem so overwhelming.
Right.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. So Dr. Tom and I upgraded one of my brand partners from silver to gold. Is
Mhm.
that considered 2 points?
If it's your personally sponsored, you got 2 points.
2 points.
Yep.
And then anybody that I sign up, whether it's a preferred customer plus, or a brand partner, is that all 1 point?
No, you get 1 point for a customer, PC or PC plus, 1 for a silver, you get 2 points. I mean, yeah, 1 for a silver, you get 2 points for a gold, and you get 4 points for a diamond. And so you technically, let's say someone says, you know, I want to try this for myself. I'm not ready to be a brand partner. They sign up as a customer, you get a point. And then they start sharing, oh boy, then they get a silver kit. And Gregory's pointing to it on the tracker. And you get another point. And then there's plenty of time and they want to order some more product and they upgrade to gold, you get 2 more points. And so already you've gotten 4 points from one person. And let's say they really go for it and they want to upgrade to diamond, and then you get another 4 points. So you've got 8 points from that person. And if they're really building, they could actually become a manager, even possibly a director. So, you know, it's like there's about 10, 13 points available for a person. And as a manager, if you're maintaining that rank, you get a point every week. So that's why what Darlene
Yeah.
needs to accomplish as
read
a
Rovell.
director,
Bring
you
it
know,
to
sh-
the need.
we got someone that
Ellen,
needs.
could you mute, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say Rovella is a clear still, I think. If you could look at her comment.
Okay, let's finish this. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So as a manager, you're going to get a point every week if you maintain your highest lifetime rank is the highest rank you've achieved. You get points when you maintain that. So if you have a manager above rank, you're going to start out with 18 points.
Mhm.
And so that really,
Oh,
really,
wow.
really, yeah, no kidding.
That's
Everyone gets it.
awesome.
I know. It's really
Oh.
awesome. Okay.
Oh my God, I'm so glad I raised my hand. So
So glad
does
you
it
did
have
it
to
too.
be, like, say I have a brand partner, doesn't order, and then I don't maintain the manager, but then next month I do. And I think
Next
what
week,
Gregory
week.
had said, doesn't have to be consecutive 6 weeks.
correct.
Is that
No,
correct?
well, what you're taught, what that's referring to, Marava, is if you become a senior director during these 16 weeks and you qualify as that 6 times during the next 16 weeks, then you automatically earn a trip for 2 and you don't need any of the other points. But for the rest of us, we have to rank up the points. It's only if
Got
you're
it.
going for senior director do you need that 6 weeks.
So that's why on this
Okay.
form, it says there's 2 ways. Number 1 is rank up to senior director for 6 pay periods, and they do not have to be consecutive. And we're going to point out some information about that in a couple of minutes. Or number
Okay.
2, earn points for personal and personally sponsored team productivity.
Okay, great.
Perfect.
Okay, yes, I'm going to print out that tracker. Thank you very much, both of you. I
Welcome.
really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I
Yep.
think you brought it up, and thank you, Darlene. It's like, how do you eat an elephant, so to say, the old saying, 1 bite at a time. And it's 1 week at a time. So if you're tracking your volume and you have key people on your group that you're working with, maybe once a week, how many points did you get last week? And that kind of encourages, and I'll say one of the things that our profession typically lacks is accountability feedback loop. And these programs, these incentives provide that in this forum, enables you. So as you go through and you contact your people, like Robin was saying earlier, and you know who's going to be rowing the boat with you to get there, check in once a week and say, hey, how many points you get last week? Hey, you got 3, you got 12, whatever. But, and celebrate success.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank
Well,
you both. And Darlene, I think was great because it doesn't seem as so like, oh my God, I've got to get 60 points.
I
think breaking
know,
it down
breaks it
week by
down
week
into
is great.
something that's doable. And I want to clarify something because Ravel brought up a very important point that I want to clarify. If you have a silver And if they come in as silver and then they become a gold, you get 1 point for silver, you get an additional 2 points, not the difference. It was actually an IT programming error.
It was a God thing.
And it's in our favor. So we don't get the difference between silver and gold. We get it all. And so just
Okay.
know that take advantage of their little mistake that is in our favor.
An
So for-
important point that Robin made earlier, when somebody's silver, if they're going to order $200 in product, it's a total mistake not to upgrade to gold.
Right,
Because you get a better, you get a free sleeve of product in the process.
right, exactly. Okay, thank you so much, both of you,
You're
and
welcome.
Darlene was great too.
Okay, great. And I think we had another hand up. Let's see, who else's hand was up?
It's
Uh,
Mary Mataconis, but my question was answered. Gregory just answered it, so
Well, isn't
that's it.
that wonderful?
I know, it's great.
I
Thank
love it.
you.
I love it.
And you
Well-
know, the old saying, people don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. And you show them you care by showing them how to get the best price on future purchases. So that's important. As Robin said, whenever you enroll a new brand partner, if you're going to play, and you want to get them on auto ship, you want them, everybody should be on auto ship. But if they're going to order additional products over and above their auto ship, say, talk to me because I want to make sure you get the best price on your products.
Yeah.
Sunshower, go ahead.
This is a very great incentive to rank up. And here's my question. I think you said something, Gregory, that I just would like you to reiterate. If a person is paid at manager already, they're making points every week already. Is that right?
Correct.
Yep. Any,
Can't wait for the widget to show up on the back office.
they said it would be 2 weeks from when it started, so that should be this next coming week.
Or it's 2 weeks from now, because it's kind of a floating projection.
Well, we'll find
But
out.
that's why we have this form.
You know,
If they do that, when they do that, I won't say if, when that comes up, because it's an IT thing, it's a programming thing. It's kind of complicated to put this all together, so everybody has their own personal widget. Please know that. But when they do it, it's fully their intention, then you can compare that to what you've got. And if there's any difference, work with your upline or customer service to find out, is the widget right or wrong, or are you right or wrong? But I think the responsibility, and Robin, at the end of the last incentive trip, because we didn't have a widget, she worked with several people who, according to their calculations, they had won. According to the company's calculations, they were a little short. And guess who won? Robin and those people, and they went. So
just keeping track as you go, but then you know where you are. You're taking responsibility, and that's the important part. Okay.
Terry and your black lab, go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for everything. So I have a question about upgrading. So I've been on the patch. I've been since February,
Okay.
and I'm slowly reaching out. I live in an area. Anyways, it's difficult where I live. It's a small community, and anywho, and so I'm kind of going around and kind of picking people, that I think would be. But for me to upgrade, so if I go, I'm a silver. So if I go to upgrade to a gold, what does that, what you say you get one, what do I get with the gold? I mean, I want to upgrade. I'm going to be upgrading
So
because
from
I want
silver-
patches.
Great. From silver to gold, you pay the difference. So it's 500 minus 300. So you pay $200 and you get $279 or $69 worth of patches. So you get you can get 2 of the stem cell patches, or you can get, 5 of the others, or 2 of the, X39 or 49 and 1 of the other. So you get a free patch. And so it's a huge advantage to do that kind of upgrade. Because when someone starts and they pick a kit, I give them the getting started options, and they choose bronze, silver, whatever they choose. And I make sure, you know, what I want people to do is start where they're comfortable. They make the decision. And I say, anytime you're ready, let me know and you can upgrade. And the larger the kit, the better the value. So they'll continue to keep getting upgrades and they'll get great values every time they do it. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Great.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. And then we have Tommy and then we have Barbara.
Just to understand it better, on the rank up to the senior director,
Yes.
once I get there, just maintain for 6 weeks. Am I right?
If you get there and you maintain that paid as rank for 6 weeks during the qualification period, Tommy, you
got it.
earn the trip for 2, and you don't
Okay.
need any other points.
Okay. Now the PP one underneath 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What does that mean?
Oh, that's just you put the date of when you qualified as senior director, just for you to keep track of it.
For the 6 week. Okay.
Period
Right.
1,
Thank you.
paid as period
Oh,
1,
pay period. Okay.
2.
That's what it is.
They could be sequential. One could be this week, maybe you fall out next week and they have next.
There.
following week. So you just keep track of the date that you hit the senior director for the first time.
Thank you.
Okay, great.
Good question.
And like I say over and over again, you want to get extra silvers, extra managers, extra directors, because things happen. And one person doesn't buy and qualify as a silver, it can ripple all the way up to the top and keep people out of qualification. So have a few to spare. Barbara Larrabee, you're next.
Hi, thanks very much for this. I just would like to clarify the upgrading because I was thinking that we only got points for Punta Cana if our personally enrolled
Yes.
people did the upgrades, and we didn't get any points if we were doing an upgrade ourselves.
That is correct. You got it.
You earn
All right.
upgrades. You earn points if you hit manager for the first time, you get 2 points.
Yeah, it's not, your upgrade is a rank upgrade is where you get points.
Right.
Not if you upgrade your kit.
Not
You
even.
only get
Thank you.
points if you're personally enrolled, upgrade their kits. Okay? I clarified that one with Garrett, so I'm pretty solid on this. Liz, you're next.
Someone was asking where do they find the forms? I posted it in the chat. It is on liveyoungersuccess.com. The what's new page, and you go to the incentive trips. We have the boy, we're getting a lot of noise in the background. I don't know where that's coming from.
I got
and
it.
I'm not
I handled it.
okay. Okay, so we've got the download the game plan right there. We've got the tracker, and then we've got the Q&A details, and then we have the game plan that Gregory did right there, and we can add on this call right under there once this is finished processing.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Liz. She is our
You're
angel behind the scenes, making us look good with having all this valuable information easily accessible to everyone. We are so blessed. Okay, so just know that also right below that, if you're going for senior director, and that's only for some people that are in that position, I know several that are going for it, you have 80 days left and 13 hours to get your 6-week
You get
qualification.
your first week, to begin your first week.
And then you have to stay
It-
all 6 weeks. But if you get it sooner, it's easier. But
Mhm.
yeah. And so we're not going to get into the details, but everyone else has 115 days. Okay. Helen and Tim, you got your hand up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, first of all, I love the form. It's so inspiring. And I love filling out the form. I got my form,
Mhm.
filling it out. I love it. Thank you. It's perfect. And then the next thing I want to say is hello. When we're out there inviting people, there's never been anything more amazing ever. Our company's in momentum. Look at that. And our team is offering bonuses when you upgrade and you can earn a trip. This is the best opportunity I've ever seen since 2001.
Thank you.
I'll agree. This is the best structured incentive trip I've ever seen with Lifeway or any other company, you know, because it really rewards targeted behavior. It blends perfectly with our compensation plan.
And it allows anybody, whether you have a rank or not,
Mhm.
to earn the trip. And when I was brand new, Gregory wasn't involved in the company yet. I was brand new. There was the 15th anniversary cruise, and they had an incentive trip, and I went for it. And Karen O'Neill
And I went with her when we
and Karen O'Neill and I earned the trip, and it was life-changing. It was our very first incentive trip, and I'll never forget it. So I think we're complete with questions for now. I want to turn things over to Gregory because he has some really good news for everybody. Back to you,
Okay.
honey. I'm gonna mute, so.
Okay, great. Well, I will. Good. So everybody should be able to hear me. And I'll turn my volume up and you turn yours off. Okay. So, you know, Robin and I are so committed to your success, and by God's grace, we enjoy a level of income that most people dream about, a level of financial freedom, and a community that's just full of love and appreciation. You know, I totally feel like this is a God thing. And for many of us, like it was for us, LifeWave is a godsend from a product and customer standpoint, and also from a business standpoint. LifeWave has certainly been a life-changing godsend for us, and we love to give back. So one of the things Rob and I decided to do, along with our enroller, Kai Jacobson, is we almost maxed out our 10,000 points here on the MAD bonus, which is the Live Younger Team Manager and Director bonus. And Kai has chipped in with us, and Robin and I and Kai Jacobson have upped it to 15,000. So if you're thinking, man, those $50 manager bonuses and those $250 director manager bonuses, matching bonuses, are going to go away. Well, yes, they are going to go away, but not for a while. They're probably going to go away in the next day or two because we're already at 93% or 9,300 of the 10,000 was gone. So officially, we're announcing to you that we've raised that to 15,000. So there's still plenty of chance. So in addition to what you can earn in the compensation plan, the Punta points you can earn by promoting new managers, becoming a new manager, promoting new directors, becoming a new director, there's additional money for you. Compliments of SPDs, Kai Jacobson, Gregory, and Robin Blank Mascari. So just want to let everybody know that's effective immediately. And so want to see many of your names there. We are going to begin the tally process of the people that have already earned it. We'll begin reaching out and tallying them, notifying them, begin payments for the first 10,000 like we promised. So that process will begin, but we won't be paying out the next 5,000 until it's capped off, and then we'll pay out that. So I'm glad to be able to do that. It's just a token of our appreciation for all of you and what you do, and looking forward to seeing you all in Dominican Republic at the Hard Rock retreat in Punta Cana. How fun that's going to be.
Okay, is that it?
Yeah, that's it. So again, I just like to invite everyone, you know, that's here, and you know, your our community training site, liveyounger.com. Success is as easy as 1, 2, 3. I want to thank Judy Daniel and Liz Hodges and Connie and Robin and other people to give us continual feedback to make this better and better. And you just click on the What's New section, and that's where you'll find all the information we've been referencing today. So I'll stop the share. And are there any more questions? Juanita, you have your hand up again.
Yeah, question.
Yeah.
And this incentive,
Such a beautiful couple.
monetary incentive, is just for people who are directly enrolled under your team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, Punta Points is earned by
Everybody.
for you and personally enrolled. I'll clarify that. I'll share one more time back here. These points are paid when someone becomes a manager. The upline manager earns that 50 points. Okay, so this person that becomes a manager, and someone's needs to mute themselves. But if you help someone become a manager, Juanita, that's down on your second or third level, and there's no managers between you and them, and you're maintaining your active status as manager, you earn that 50 points. And it's the same way, if you're a director and you're maintaining your activity and you help someone in your line of sponsorship, not in your binary tree, but they're in your personally sponsored tree, become a director, you'll earn $250. So these bonuses aren't necessarily only for helping your personally sponsor, but the Punta points are.
Oh, I understand that. I think the question I'm actually asking, the people who are qualified are only people who are directly in your team. That's what I'm asking. Like people who you and Robin have sponsored and they have sponsored other people.
Oh, for this program here?
Yes.
Yes, this is just for the Live Younger team. So that's people that are in our line of sponsorship. Correct.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for that
Thanks for the
clarification.
clarification. And Mary.
Hi, yes, I just want to thank you because now I have a long list I never would have really understood had I not been on this call this morning. All the potential that I have in my downline. And I have a long list of people that I need to be calling over the next couple of days. I'm very excited. Thank you so much for doing this. The two of you are such an awesome couple. You're such a gift to all of us. And that's all I want to say. So you have a lovely day out there in Montana.
Well, mission accomplished. Yay.
Yes.
Yay.
That's
right.
To really help people understand where to put your time to get the results that you want. And so I'm glad it was helpful. Anything else from anybody?
Well, that was a pretty high note to end on.
Yeah, I thank you. Kathy wants to say
Kathy,
something.
go ahead.
Simple question. Brand partner signed up as platinum. Platinum's not on the list anywhere, but they upgraded to diamond because they are ordering a lot. That's 4 points as well. Okay.
Correct.
Thank you.
You got it. You got it. You just don't get any points if they enroll as a platinum, but if they go to platinum diamond, you get 4 points.
If they go to diamond, you don't get points if
Yeah.
they go to platinum.
I said platinum to diamond.
A platinum to
Yeah.
diamond. I didn't hear that.
Yeah. Well, we made it to almost the top of the hour for our Thursday morning chat, and we typically have a business training in the beginning. And again, back to the Sunday night Doc Talk call, 4:30 Pacific, ConnieZoom.com. It's in the newsletter. If you have not ever attended, it's a brilliant call. I mean, I love sitting back and just enjoying it because I just get to listen. But I brought many guests on, and they've enrolled. They get to see who we are and what we have, and hear the stories and hear the credibility from our doctors, and it's beautifully done. Okay, everyone, I think we are complete for today.
And I think this is such an important call. I think, Liz, if you could expedite getting this up on YouTube so people could start sharing it this afternoon. I know it takes a little while for Zoom to process and takes a little while then to move it into place. But I encourage all of you, all 70 of us that are together here this morning, to share it with your team, because I think the penny will drop for a lot of people.
Okay, we actually had a whole bunch more. So
Oh.
now we get to say goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Enjoy
everybody.
your
everybody.
snow.
See you guys later. Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Go,
much.
go,
Thank
go.
you. Bye.
I'm
Muchas
originally
gracias.
from
Thank you,
Minnesota. I
thank
love
you.
the
Hi,
snow too.
everyone.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Work
Bye,
for that
Mary,
trip.
with
Thank
an
you guys
E.
so much. Appreciate you so very much.
Bye, everybody.